What's up, disc golfers? Joe here with Joe's Disc Golf, and I have got a jam-packed show for you. And I realized as I hit record that I forgot my iPad at work, so we're going to be doing this a little bit different in terms of how I actually look at my notes, and that is going to be fun. So when you see me looking away from the camera, it is for one of two reasons. One, I want to take a look at chat and glance over and see if any of you lovely live viewers are chiming in with your little nuggets of truth and wisdom and gold, because everybody knows that if you talk to people on the internet, they're full of wisdom and smart things. Now, there was a little bit of sarcasm in there. I do appreciate all of you. Don't get me wrong. It's just, okay, can we talk about the elephant in the room, which was the cesspool? That was the DGLO final round / live chat / Twitter of DGLO with the whole Natalie Ryan thing. Yes, I'm going to talk about some of that stuff there, but can we just talk about that bringing out the absolute best in humanity? Oh my gosh. I felt like I needed a shower after reading some of that crap, because it's just both sides. You're a terrible person. You're a terrible person. You hate people. You hate people. Everybody apparently hates everybody. C'est la vie. But here we are. So we're obviously talking about Natalie Ryan and trans disc golfers in FPO, as well as the DGLO wrap up, talking a little bit about the Mid-America. I got to take a look at my notes here. I am so sorry, guys. I messed everything up. This is why I need a producer. There we go. We're going through. Also talking about Fierce, the Paige Pierce documentary. I don't know if that's the actual subtitle, but that's what I feel like I have to say every single time. The PDGA Board of Directors results and the best disc golf courses at a brewery in America. Well, I think it's more of like North America. But before we get too far into that, I just want to say thank you everybody who's been very patient with this. There has been a bit of a dry spell with some videos and shorts this past week. Well, I can safely tell you why. And that is because I have been working. It is currently Thursday as of recording. By the time you hear this podcast go out, by the time this goes live again, the edited version on YouTube, I will have been at work for at least an hour, and I will have already, in that hour, I will have rolled over to 50 work hours this week, starting from this past Monday. So it has been a long, crazy work week for me. That's okay. It is what it is. But I just want to give you guys a little heads up there. Try to get some stuff done, but I need to pay the bills. I got a family to support. So look forward to things slowing down here, or picking up, I guess, in the YouTube verse, but slowing down in my work life coming up. But I do have something I do want to show off here. I have an overlay with Joe's Disc Golf. Nope, wrong side. Joe's Disc Golf. Disc Golf Healthy. Twitter, Instagram. Nope. And Half in the Bag Twitter. Yes, I've got everything up there. Look at that. It looks like a professional had did it. It's amazing what you can find with a YouTube tutorial. Yay, go me. So that's something that I worked on before my free time evaporated, to say the least. But without further ado, we need to thank our sponsor. And what sponsor is that? Well, that is Log. What rolls downstairs, a loner in pairs, rolls over your neighbor's dog? What's great for a snack and it fits on your back? It's Log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's better than bad. It's good. Log from Blammo. Also, you need to check out Nitty Gritty Kitty Litter. It's the kitty litter that feels great between your toes. Nitty Gritty Kitty Litter. All right, so yes, as you can see, they're all animated and fun there. For those of you listening to this on the audio version, they look so pretty, and you're missing out on my beautiful face for radio. That's probably why you're listening to this on a podcast. Now, working on some fun jazz here, and I think I hit the desk. I need to move my microphone so it doesn't like shake, wobble, rattle, and all that stuff. I don't think you guys are hearing it. I'm not seeing any complaints in chat, so thank you. If there is, I will do my best to remove them in post. Again, sorry, I am all over the board. I am sleep deprived and slap happy. It is a great Thursday evening. And if you're missing out, again, normally you can catch me on the live stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, if you unfortunately have to miss out and you don't get to see that, or if, like today, it is currently 10 p.m. and I am roughly 5 minutes into this recording, it is 10 p.m., so I'm an hour and a half late, you can catch all your updates at twitter.com/Joe's Disc Golf or at Joe's Disc Golf. Instagram, I'm trying to do better there. Half in the Bag is another podcast that you may or may not be interested in, and it is where myself, RJ, and Ian all go and talk. You'll catch that reference if you listen to the most recent Half in the Bag episode, which was number 20. I don't remember. It's like 27 or 28. Anyway, where we get together and talk disc golf and BS and have a grand old time. This last episode, we talked about ranking. We had ranked nicknames. We had ranked plastic types and Tour Series art or player art, basically on discs. A lot of good stuff there. But we excluded certain topics because, let's face it, TSA, Thought Space Athletics, would just run away with the show. Otherwise, their artwork is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I guess that about wraps that up. Don't have anything else going on here, so we might as well get into the topic at hand. DGLO wrap up. Kelvin Heimberg wins in a playoff. Second time this year. Season hasn't been great for the Heimborg. It's not that it's been bad. It's just kind of been meh. You know, it's not that he's not trying. It's not that he's not doing well. He hasn't won since Jonesboro. To be fair, he is one of 3 total players, including himself, that has won multiple Elite Series, including Ricky and Simon. So not a lot of wins out there this year. The field the depth has just gone crazy, which is awesome. But that also means you don't have guys like Ricky or Paul or Eagle. 2 of the 3 are bad examples. Okay. So Paul's been having a weird off year where he seems to be all over the board. I don't know what's going on, whether it's a mental, physical, or combination of both. Eagle is out for injury. So there's that. And then there's Ricky, who has been kind of on and off fighting his Lyme's disease and having some side effects with that, which, hey, whatever. But generally, like normally we're used to seeing like somebody dominating. Usually the podium is Paul, Ricky, Eagle, Simon, Calvin. Pick 3, honestly, which is, I mean, that was always exciting. But now we're seeing a wide range of different people here. And even at DGLO, we saw so many different people in contention on that final day. Shoot, Brody Smith was making a push by hole 10. He was making a push. Simon was making a push. Gannon was making a push. I'm trying to go all off the top of my head. I'm doing my best here, guys. I'm doing my best. I'm sorry. Feel free to chat live. Why is it always doing that? It should be live chat. Thank you. So, exciting stuff. And then it comes down to the final couple holes where we thought, Calvin's trying to give it away. Corey Ellis is trying to give it away. And nobody's able to give it away now. But it came down to a 1-hole playoff. Good job for Calvin. And great job for Corey Ellis. Like, really hanging in there. He's been in a lot of tight battles this year. And just, the dude doesn't flinch. His circle 1 percentage, bonkers. He is 100% again, or maybe he missed like 1. I don't have my stats right in front of me. I'm missing my freaking iPad, man. Freaking out, man. I need my iPad. Dude. Man. This sucks. Didn't realize how important of a tool it was. But it is. I simultaneously... I love YouTube statistics. Sometimes they're the best. I simultaneously have 3 and 1 concurrent viewers. Good job, YouTube. Counting is hard. Counting is so hard. But so we've got that. Corey Ellis, again, having a great season. He hasn't been dominating, but he's also been just very consistent, always up there. He's sneakily getting up into the Joe's Disc Golf top rankings here in the power rankings. I have to pull that up right here. I did the math earlier this week. Like I did it Sunday right after DGLO ended. And oh man, I don't remember anything about that right now. I don't remember the power rankings right now. And I did them because of math. That's why I don't remember. In the MPO, we'll go with our top 5 here. Come on. Came out August 1st. That was when the article was published. Did the math earlier. But number 1, Paul McBeth stays up at number 1. Moving up 5 spots is Adam Hammies. Oh, wait. Is this just after? Oh, yeah. This is after the poor predictions here. This was after DGLO. Paul McBeth retains number 1. Adam Hams jumps up 5 spots to number 2. Gannon Bird jumps up a spot to number 3. Simon Lazat drops 2 spots to number 4. And Ricky Wysocki stays steady at number 5. Looking through the list here, Corey Ellis is not on this. I wonder if... Oh, no, there he is. He is ranked 10th. He moved up 6 spots. Sorry, looking on my phone here. But Corey Ellis is now 10th. If he keeps up with this, it's going to be great. So he did well there. He dropped a couple spots because he did not participate in the European Open, which a lot of players did not participate in that. And they took hits because of it. And as I've stated multiple times, this is based on every tournament, whether you show up or not. You take hits if you don't show up. As it is right now, this very year, 2022, most of the Pro Tour is going to everything. There are people who are skipping things. Haley King jumps out. Chris Dickerson jumps out. Obviously going over to Europe. That was a little different. Guys like Gannon Burr, that's part of the reason he dropped. Paul McBeth was doing pretty well, though. However, those are some reasons that some people are dropping. And that is what it is. But, what happened here? But that's kind of how that has been played out. So, it's pretty exciting there. We've also got on the FPO side, now I have to pull that up. This is difficult here. But you can always check these out for yourself at joesdiscgolf.com. You can check out the power rankings. They're all right there. FPO power rankings. And to no one's surprise, Katrina Allen retains that number 1 spot. Now, there weren't updates right after the European Open because that was going to cause some absolutely insane wild swings because there were not that many women over at the European Open. But Katrina Allen, number 1 spot. Paige Pierce jumps up 3 to take the number 2 spot. Owen Scoggins bumps up 1 to take the 3rd spot. In 4th, we have Missy Gannon. And 5th, we have Missy Gannon dropping 2 spots to 4th. And Valerie Montejano jumping up 1 spot to number 5. We had a bunch of people jumping up onto the list who were unranked, including Kat Mersch at number 6. Now, she did well at European Open and DGLO, so no surprise there. Hannah Blumroos, number 11. Holland Hanley, 13. And Emily Beach, 14. Now, I only have ranked, when it comes to the FPO side, only 15 women make the cut, just because field is smaller. So I felt like going out to 25 was kind of a fruitless effort because after 15, it just gets so jumbled. It gets so crazy out there. But hey, we're watching, we're rocking, we're rolling with the MPO and just having a good old time there with the FPO 2. Speaking of the FPO, Natalie Ryan wins, was able to show off her power and distance that she has here. And, this is that kind of course. Paige Pierce, for whatever reason, this course does set up well for her game, but she couldn't take it down. Played well the whole time, kept it mostly out of the rough. I mean, as much as you can at DGLO, best you can. Like, you can't say you really throw out of bounds because there is not a lot of OB that is at DGLO. And unfortunately, that's just kind of how that goes. I think what they'll need to do, I believe they're hosting Worlds next year. If I'm remembering correctly, they're hosting a major. No, it's not Worlds. Is it Champions Cup? They're hosting something. I forget. It's a major. And that is 2023. That's far away. I think they need to toughen up the course just a smidge because, yes, the scores were down overall. They're pretty tight, close in MPO and FPO, but there wasn't a lot of separation. So, yes, the scores were low and the scores were tight, but there weren't any like blow up holes or anything like that, if that makes sense. But so, Natalie Ryan winning brought up the whole trans women in disc golf in FPO debate again. So we're going to keep this civil. We're going to not call names because that is absolutely pointless. Now, I have no fault against Natalie Ryan. The way the rules are set up, perfectly legal, everything. That like following the rules by the letter of the law. So if anybody wants to change anything, you have to petition the PDGA and Disc Golf Pro Tour, which I will have links to how to do that, links to where you're supposed to email your comments to appropriate comments, calling people names, calling one side or the other side, whether you're for it or against it or however you fall on this. Calling people names is pointless. It's fruitless. It gets you absolutely nowhere, which I think we saw when we looked at Reddit, Twitter, and on the live stream for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Both on YouTube, they did a better job of curating on the live stream on their service. However, holy crap, people, calm down. Like, chillax, take a chill pill. Whether you are for or against, whatever, like I said, you need to just say your concern, either whether it's just a concern like, hey, I think XYZ, here's why, here's my thoughts, and then you can do that. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. That is okay. We're here to have a healthy debate, and calling names does no good. So, as I mentioned here, just do. I don't agree. Calling names helps people know what to not helps know not what to do. LOL, I will calm though. Yes, I'm just saying, like in general, like it gets you nowhere. And we saw both absolute extremes on this one, whether it's you must include anyone everywhere at all times, no matter what, no matter however it happens to. Absolutely not. You cannot do this. No, blah, 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 blah. I am trying not to get any issues on YouTube strikes or whatnot. So I am choosing my words carefully. Let me say it that way. I cannot repeat a lot of the things that were said on YouTube if I like my channel. And I do. And 700 and something odd people also like it, which, hey, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. There's a little button down there. Cool. Anyway, Chew. So I'm also doing research for an article that I'm writing as we speak. Things got kind of put on hold as they do because, well, work kind of got in the way. But some of the so the research out there sucks for the most part. I found a grand total of like 6 useful scientific papers. And out of the 6 I have read because, okay, I don't know what you guys do for a living, but if you've read scientific papers, technical papers, they're dry, especially if you don't like what I used to do in college when I'd have to write stuff up. I would just read the little intro and then go straight to the discussion. Well, now I'm actually going through, looking at the data and looking at everything and the results, and it is brutal. It is stereo instructions on steroids. But as it goes right now, I've read 2 different research papers, and as it stands right now, the results are, we don't know. The best I got is one article that says that 12 months on hormone therapy is not long enough. They did not conduct a study long enough to determine, is that 18 months? Is that 24 months? Is that 36 months? Is how long, essentially? So that's where another area of research is. I found a ton. Oh, message retracted. I didn't even get a chance to read it. I tried. Lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. So this article basically said like more research needs to be done. And woo, cool. That's awesome. Trying to come up with recommendations based off of that. There was one article that showed, and I got this from another podcast. I can't remember off the top of my head now. I listen to way too many podcasts. But I digress. There was no difference in distance runners from pre to post transition. However, there were some issues with that. Sample size was small. 8 runners took 7 years to get 8 people. And what they did was take pre-transition times to post-transition times, mostly looking at women. And they were able to normalize the data and kind of factor in age, because all of these runners were masters runners, so they're over 40. Everybody seems to use that term, masters, 40 and over. Anyway, they were able to normalize the data and go, all right, so if you look at this, take into account aging, because as we get older, we get slower. So they wanted to make sure, do the best they could to make sure that there was a formula. It sucks. I mean, it's good. It sucks. I can't describe it. I wish I could. There was a lot of Greek letters in that alphabet. And and basically they showed no difference in time except for one person who used to run when they were in their 20s, late teens, early 20s, did nothing, transitioned, got super serious into running. So of course their times are going to get better. If you go from doing something casually and just kind of like, yeah, I kind of do this, whatever, whoop-de-doo, no big deal, to holy crap, I'm doing this all the time now, you're going to get better. Hopefully. So I got some stuff here. Screw you, Nightbot. It was not bad, just drunk spelling. Okay. Total BS study, the PDGA file. I'm not sure which study it is. I know there was one that was considered groundbreaking that a couple articles have mentioned, a couple recent scientific papers have mentioned from 2004, 3, somewhere in that area, early 2000s, I'll say that have kind of looked back at it and gone, nah, their methods weren't exactly the greatest. So just going from there. Right now, the current PDGA statement. One of the other things I want to do is that they catch up later night. I appreciate the comments. I always like when people talk. It makes this podcast a little easier. So they're using the ones that the Olympic Committee had done in 2013 or so, or I thought it was 2015. Either way, since then, the Olympic Committee has gone up and basically said like, yo, we don't want to deal with this. Sports, you deal with it. And so every sport is now going to make their own recommendations based on whatever. I believe swimming is not allowing trans women to swim against women in the Olympics unless they began their transition before puberty, which I think they set a date of like 7 or 8 years old. That is because of the physiological changes with, as you grow up as a boy, your shoulders get broader, your hips stay narrow, women's hips get wider. This is facts of life here. I don't think I'm making any groundbreaking statements here. Who knows? Someone's going to take something out of context and get pissed off. But I digress. So those changes, and that really affects how swimmers swim. So they say that it gives an unfair advantage to trans women. So that's what the international swimming, I don't know what their international governing body is called, but whatever. So, nice. So there is that. I lost my train of thought again. So, I mean, we could look at the most recent situation where, like, some FPO players are fine with Natalie Ryan or any trans FPO player. Other players may or may not want to say anything because they're scared of the backlash. Look what happened to the one. I think there's been a couple swimmers that spoke out about the whole Leah Thomas thing in the NCAA. If you don't know about that, you've been living under a rock. And I would love to live under that rock for at least a day. Please invite me over. But that whole situation with that, I believe there's another situation with a skateboarding tournament where some trans woman beat everybody else by like a huge margin. I don't know anything about skateboarding, so I can't speak knowledgeably on that. I barely know anything about swimming. Dude, I got swimming merit badge and life-saving merit badge, and I had to take swim for like 3-4 weeks in high school. That is the extent of my swim knowledge. But coming from a kinesiology background and a biology anatomy, it does make sense that certain things do change, and that would give you an unfair mechanical advantage or good mechanical advantage. I don't know how you want to talk about it, but that's just kind of how that goes. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. If you do have concerns either way, you can email the PDGA, the medical committee. It'll get to the medical subcommittee at medical@pdga.com. Now, use your good words. Use your nice words. Don't use your naughty words. That won't get you anywhere. I promise it won't get you anywhere. If you come off just spouting off and just yelling, it's not going to work. I promise you. Trust me. I deal with high schoolers all the time. I'm more likely to help out that high school kid who comes in as like, hey, you know, I done screwed up versus the one who comes in yelling at me. Okay. Get that out of the way. You can also email the DGPT. The one that seems like they want you to use is social@dgpt.com. Otherwise, you know, you can go on their website and find it. Again, do not harass them. Do not be jerks. Do not be assholes. Okay. You know, as the government teacher that I had in high school said, there are 4 types of governing systems, and that is communism, socialism, democracy, and like whatever, and jerkism. Don't practice that last one. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a, you know, as a different teacher said, hell's bells, you stem, when someone would say or do something stupid. So don't be a brainstem. Use your full brain. You know, use those wrinkles you got up there. Use your big boy words or your big girl words. Use a dictionary, and you're going to have a better time if you can present a reasonable argument, whether it's for or against. That's all I got to say. Right now, I guess so far the articles that I've read, it's come out to a big meh, we don't know. So far, now I will put a caveat with this. Natalie Ryan did take an extended period of time off early on in the season, hamstring injury. That will definitely set you back. And then took time off for mental health reasons, probably also some physical health reasons too. Came back, did well. The thing is, did not blow out the FPO field. So I don't know. I don't know. As I'm going to reason in my article, just looking at it from biomechanics, longer levers, theoretically, you could have a mechanical advantage. Bigger hands, you can grab higher speed discs if you have the arm speed and launch them. So I don't know. Theoretically, it was all theory. I'm trying to do my research. I'm trying to make an informed decision, whether it's one way or another. The PDGA Medical Committee put out a statement that Monday right after, because, good God, the dumpster fire that was the comment section. But here we go. Here is what the statement is. The subcommittee on gender-based divisions has been meeting regularly and through collected research and data have developed the framework for an early draft of a proposal ultimately to be approved by the PDGA Board of Directors. While the application of new framework continues to be studied, the current PDGA policy on eligibility for gender-based divisions will remain in effect for the 2022 competitive season. If any changes to the current PDGA policy are ultimately recommended by the PDGA Medical Committee and approved by the PDGA Board of Directors, they will be implemented in the 2023 season at the earliest. I did have open hyperlink. Here we go. I did have something here which I thought was interesting. They do have this form you have to fill out. It has to get verified by a physician that you have been doing these things, whether you've gotten... really? PDGA. Everybody going there at the same time? Why is that for sanctioned events? Ugh. Okay, I'm trying here, but the PDGA website. There we go. Here we go. All right, so you can fill out a form for gender reclassification. You have to say which way you're going, whatever. So the male to female, you have to have been on hormone therapy for at least 12 months. One of the studies I looked at says it has to be longer than that. I'm not sure. The player's total testosterone serum levels have to be at 10 nanomoles per liter. This was based off of what the Olympics had said it needed to be, which they have now backed away from because they've shown that that's not a good thing because some women in the Olympics naturally had higher levels than that. But then if a male competitor had levels that were close to that or higher than that, there was something about like then men couldn't. I don't know. It was weird. It was so weird. They couldn't. It was rough. So you need to submit gender reclassification. You have to have, if you have the surgical option, then you have to have your same testosterone levels below 10 nanomoles per liter for at least 12 months. So that's kind of how that's going. Okay, so that seems okay, except that it is based on the player to report whether anything has changed. There is nothing, and I'm not saying this has happened. I'm not saying Natalie Ryan has done this. I am, as someone who has to think about, and coming from the medical side of it, how, and from my coaching side, how rules can be manipulated to benefit someone or disqualify or whatever. My concern here is that someone without morals, and I'm not saying Natalie Ryan, I believe that Natalie Ryan is doing everything by the book. Unless there's some evidence out there to prove me wrong, okay, whatever. But it could feasibly possible as the purses increase that you could have someone who does this, goes through the 12 months, and then decides to get off of it, but doesn't inform the PDGA. Yes, they're in violation of everything. And if they start growing a beard, you probably will notice. But if they don't, I'm just saying, if they stay off and end up having their testosterone levels go up and their muscle mass and everything returns back to male levels, then we could have some issues there. But the PDGA in their rules does not have anything like, hey, you have to resubmit this and get recertified every 12 months, every 9 months, I don't know how long this stuff takes to come back. Yes, I do work in the medical field, but that is a very broad term in sports medicine. I don't have every single hormone memorized. And when it comes and when it goes and all that fun jazz. So that is that. I think at the very least there needs to be some kind of, checkup essentially where it's like, hey, you gotta make sure that everything's still going on. I don't see that on here. If that is somewhere, then please tell me, because everything I see, say blood reports or blood tests at those levels, 3 consecutive tests over the last 12 months to the current date. That is after you have your reassignment treatments. So I don't know. That's fun. That's awesome. DGPT also put out a statement that said the past weekend, Natalie Ryan had a historic victory at Discraft's Great Lakes Open. Since her win, we have seen an increase in the volume of questions and feedback from the disc golf community on the topic of gender-based divisions and fair play in an ongoing effort to ensure that all the members of our community have clarity on the DGPT's position on the topic and the current policies in place from the PDGA. We are providing a condensed overview of the status quo. And they basically link to and reiterate what the PDGA said. Basically, the Disc Golf Pro, it can be the Disc Golf Pro Tour basically said, I can summarize this in a couple words here. We follow the PDGA rules. Don't come at us. Don't hate us. So again, if you can voice those concerns in a reasonable, well-adjusted human form, go do that. Otherwise, don't be a jerk. look out for my article that will be coming out hopefully here in the next couple days. I'm trying here. I don't know. It seems like, and I appreciate you guys. I knew my viewers were awesome. You guys are the best. So far in the live stream, it has been civil. It has been fine. There have been points that have been brought up, which are fine, good, awesome. You could offer a point of view that the other person that you're talking with doesn't know or hasn't thought of, because we're all different people here. It's all awesome, and we don't know. We don't all have the same experiences. We're all trying to make disc golf a great sport for everyone to join. Okay, there we go. So, moving on to probably far less entertaining topics, or maybe not less entertaining. Moving on to less divisive topics. All right, I think I jumped into that crap pile and came out smelling like roses, we'll say. Yeah. So, Silver Series in Columbia, Missouri, the Mid-America Open. Fantastic course out there. And tight wooded course with a lot of elevation changes, kind of like Toboggan 2.0. Very highly rated. A lot of baskets are on hillsides, so you need a lot of control there. You're going to come into these hillsides and you're going to see rollaways like you won't believe, because that's exactly what happens. And who knows? You know, you could have a great putt, you could have a great drive, and suddenly you're staring back up the hill 80 feet, because that could feasibly happen. Last year in the MPO, Kyle Klein took it down, beating Chris Dickerson. An exciting battle. Now, he'll have to fend off. He's going to be there defending his title, at least last I looked. Might drop out, might not, I don't know. Chris Dickerson will be there. Ricky Wysocki, some of the other guys in the MPO field will be there that weren't there last time because of various different reasons, and now it's going to be a lot more exciting. It's going to be a lot tougher field. Can Kyle Klein defend his crown? On the FPO side, Heather Young took down her first Elite Series win, beating Vanessa Van Dyken and Ellen Widboom. Again, in a great battle right there. So much fun to watch. Unfortunately, you won't be able to watch any of this live because this is a Silver Series and the Disc Golf Network doesn't have the manpower to cover both the Silver Series and Elite Series. So we will have live coverage only on Sunday. FPO will tee off at 9:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, that's going to be way too damn early in the morning for me. My day off. I wanted to sleep in. MPO will tee off at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find all the post-production on the Disc Golf Pro Tour's YouTube channel, and you might even see it before the final round airs. Who knows? That's not exactly their style. They like to put out the first round 3/4 of the way through the second round, and the second round sometime after the final round has finished, because Silver Series and nobody there gives a crap. At least that's the feeling I get. Not the announcers, not the front end, not the guys you see. And who knows? There's probably some crap on the back end that we don't even know about. Moving on to one of the last topics here. No, there's a couple more topics here. Counting's hard. We've got Fierce on the Disc Golf Network, the Paige Pierce documentary that we've been hearing tons and tons about forever, it seems like. At least a year, probably closer to 2. Gonna be exciting there. There is a limited showing on Disc Golf Network. If you are already a Disc Golf Network subscriber, you should have gotten an email on the 2nd of August saying that here is your subscription for 50% off. That is $5.99. For everybody else, you can go pound sand for $11.99. That's how it goes. Fans who purchase the tickets ahead of time before the August 10th will get access to a Q&A session there. And on top of that, you will be able to watch, and this is for everybody who buys it, between now and September 4th, you will be able to watch the video, the documentary, in perpetuity. Well, that is pretty sweet there. I will let you know if it's worth your $6 to $12. I plan on getting this for work. I call this work, even though this is not the work I've been doing. But Paige Pierce had this to say: "The limited showing on Disc Golf Network is a critical next step in the process of achieving mainstream distribution for the documentary. The goal right now is to show that the disc golf community is hungry for this kind of story and that the film would do well with a wider audience. Partnering with Disc Golf Network is a natural fit to make this happen, and I can't wait for my fans to have a chance to see the film." As I mentioned before, there will be a Q&A. Additionally, I already said that. Wow, I am so good. The Q&A will take place on the Disc Golf Network at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, August 10th, and you'll be able to watch that after the fact if you want. As I said, I plan to get this and break into the film review industry. Yes, that's right. Look out, critical drinker. I'm coming for you. Probably not even close. I wish. I wish I had a tenth of your success. He puts in a lot of great stuff. If you haven't watched A Critical Drinker, go ahead and do that. Good stuff. Not for kids. He's Scottish, he drinks a lot, and he swears. So, you've been warned. Here, PDGA Board of Directors results have happened. Congratulations to Conrad Damon. Voted for you. I love you, man. And Laura, I apologize. Negtegal. Nagtegaal. I apologize. She is from Norway, I believe it said on the page. Didn't vote for you, but let's face it, you only got to choose so many people. Whatever. Didn't totally agree with it, but hey, let's see what happens here. See what kind of direction that these two people help guide the board of directors in, and we'll go from there. That's about all I can say. Final topic here. We're talking about the best disc golf courses at a brewery. Now, there are 10 of them. This is on UDisc. Good on you, UDisc. Now, if you want to go over, we're going to go over this whole list on Half in the Bag that we record on Sundays, not live, unfortunately, just because the way things work out. But it will be live. Well, it will be on YouTube Tuesday, 9 a.m. or wherever you get your podcast by around 9 a.m. Let me rephrase that. I upload it and I tell Anchor to release it at 9 a.m. However long that takes Apple, Google, Spotify, insert podcast place to update their stuff and get it out to you, it's usually within 5 to 10 minutes. So, except this time, because I said that, it's not going to be there when I say. So, because, that's how my luck works. But it's a great idea to have a disc golf course on a brewery, on those premises, because, well, if you have a great round, you can celebrate with a beer with your friends. If you have a terrible round, you can drink to forget. Now, I do have to say this because don't drink and drive. Don't be an idiot. Call an Uber. Call a friend. Have a designated driver. Drink responsibly. Blah, 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 blah. But when you're in Wisconsin, you need to drink Wisconsinably. That means just drink local up there. But that's how things go in the land of cheese, up behind the cheddar curtain. Them stupid Packers. Go Bears. The Bears. But looking to visit the Territorial Brewing Disc Golf Course, that isn't far from my house. That's about an hour and a half away, give or take. It's in Springfield, Michigan, basically Battle Creek. So if you're in the Battle Creek area, anything like that, that's awesome. You guys have a great disc golf course up there. Let me know. Trying to start a new series here. Match play is kind of my thing. I've been doing really well with match play in the local area. And I want to start up a series, maybe a monthly series called Can You Beat Joe McMatch Play or something like that. McMatchness, March Madness. I don't know. Still workshopping the title. Basically, we play a match play session, see what happens. I've never played this before in this kind of setting. We record it, we upload it, we have a good time. Drinks are had, laughs are had, and all that fun jazz. So if you're up in that area, or if you want to hang out in the Fort Wayne area, if you want to come down this way, or, figure out someplace relatively close, we can work out a match play tournament thingy, whatever. So looking for that. If no one's up there who wants to participate, maybe we'll do disc dice thing with the Half in the Bag crew, or at least the ones who live in the area. I think it's still a great thing. I really want to go there. Territorial Brewing. Never had their stuff. Sure, it's good. Yeah, that's about it. I won't talk more about the Elkie Mahal. That is more of a half in the bag topic. So again, you can find them half in the bag on Twitter at half in the bag DG, halfinthebagdg.com. Search Half in the Bag Disc Golf or Half in the Bag DG on your favorite podcast. You can watch it here on this YouTube channel. There's a whole playlist for it. A whole playlist. Oh my God, it's crazy. You can also watch Joe's Disc Golf live on Thursday evenings. I'll leave it at that. Find me on Twitter at Joe's Disc Golf for the current times. You can also go over to discgolfhealthy.com. Learn how to get your shoulder stronger. Again, working on other stuff, working on balance, knee, ankle, forearm, wrist, all the fun jazz. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Joe's Disc Golf, facebook.com/Joe's Disc Golf. You can also, if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can watch this on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Joe's Disc Golf. Or if you hate staring at my ugly mug, but think I have that buttery smooth voice and a face for radio, you can find me wherever you get your podcast. So that about does it there. Anybody else out there have any questions, comments, concerns, screams of pain? If not, we're going to end this show now. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for keeping it civil. I really do appreciate that. I can't wait to talk to you all later. Remember, if you get a great tree kick, you need to thank Treesus. And if you kick deeper into the woods, then you have transgressed against Treesus. And you need to repent and reflect. Words are so hard right now. So thank you all for our watching. I've been Joe. You've been awesome. And I can't wait to see you all in the next video.